Hi, my name's Thomas Buckner, and I'm a singer, and I want to invite you to a concert that I'll be presenting as part of the Interpretations concert series at Roulette in Brooklyn on April 13th at 8 o'clock. I'll be performing works by 4 composers with whom I have a long association: Annea Lockwood, Daniel Rothman, Sam Ashley, and Earl Howard. My work with Annea Lockwood dates back the furthest among the 4 composers I'll be presenting. She wrote Night and Fog for me in 1987. She was the first New York composer to approach me after I moved back to the city from almost 20 years in California about writing a piece. And she had this fantastic idea of setting texts by Osip Mandelstam, who was a victim of Stalin's Gulag, and Carolyn Forshe, who wrote a collection of wonderful poems after a long visit to El Salvador, showing that oppression is the same whether it comes from the right or the left. In this case, in both cases, government oppression. The piece is for a percussionist playing the inside of the piano and other percussion instruments, and multi-instrumentalist JD Parran will be playing woodwind, and I'll be singing and playing the vibraslap. I'm not often called upon to get to play percussion instruments, and it's always fun when I do. I'm very happy to be reviving this piece after a number of years. Daniel Rothman's piece, Without Stopping, is a setting of a text that James Baldwin wrote for a book that was published in 1964 in collaboration with his high school friend, the photographer Richard Avedon. There are 4 essays in this book. We will be doing 2 of them, and the hope is to continue and set parts of all 4 of them in the future. It's extremely powerful writing, and Daniel has a unique style using extended techniques on both, in this case, cello, played by Ted Mook, who's a long-time associate of the composer and has specialized in the kinds of extended techniques that are required, and JD Parran on bass clarinet. JD, through his many years with New Winds and on his own since then, has been a pioneer in developing new techniques for the clarinet and the saxophone, which are really on display in this piece. Sam Ashley, an old friend and associate from our work together in the operas of his father, Robert Ashley, approached me many years ago after I told him a story of an event that happened to me, and said that he'd like to make that into a piece. And I kind of misunderstood that he wanted me to write the story, and I said, I don't want to write a story. I'm too busy to write a story. I'm spending all my time singing. So 20 years later, he brought it up again. He said, meet with me. I want to describe this piece to you. I think you misunderstood what I meant. I want you to improvise the story. So he made a special electronic accompaniment based on a random walk. And of course, he used that as beginning. He made it sound just the way he wanted it, and it's to evoke the mood of this story that I tell. And I'm to tell it in a semi-spoken, semi-sung improvisational style, and the pitches that I use will affect the way the audience hears the random harmonies that are being generated through the random walk. It's a kind of a musical Ouija board, the composer says. And the program will end with a wonderful piece by Earl Howard, who is a real pioneer in electronic music and has specifically developed particularly sophisticated live processing, far beyond what people often mean by the term when people are using a little echo or something. This is remarkable, with all kinds of musical content generated by each of the people who's processing, in this case, myself, JD Parran on multiple winds, and Andrew Drury on percussion, at the same time as he's playing his own electronic part. But the marvelous thing about the piece is not the tour de force aspect, but just the remarkable compositional ability that Earl displays in how he structures the improvisation and the kinds of instructions he gives us to improvise in, in certain areas, going with the way other people improvise at the same time in other areas. It's a really remarkable piece that we just performed in California a couple of weeks ago and are really looking forward to getting to do again.